Just build a butcher company you can. I've got a kind of a simple project I want to show you guys today. That's what this is all about. It's just doing simplified butchery at home. And what I've got here in front of me is a top sirloin purchased from a warehouse type store. It's just probably the best and the worst of our food system. It's nice big piece of meat that doesn't get a lot of respect anymore. Everybody,
this is salmon, the top side.
They get a ribeye or a New York. They very seldom go for a top sirloin because it's the main thing about it is it's kind of big and intimidating. Like when you look at the diagrams that come in the packages that tell you how to slice this, they tell you to just make these big slices across here, and there's no way that that's simple for an ordinary person just working out of his kitchen. So
There's no triangle.
I'm going to try to make this a little bit smaller, show you how you might do this for put in your freezer or to cut for a large family get-together. It's a nice steak, and it's nicer yet when I'm through cutting it, so let's just give it a start. Here we go. Top sirloin has got two ends to it. This the end right here. If you continued on would be the New York steak. So this is what I call the New York end of the sirloin. And it just tends to be a little bit more tender. With the exception of this bone skin that's on the outside of it. It's really is a tough thing. And you want to get that out of the way. That's when they take the bones out of the sirloin, they just pull it off. And that's tough stuff. It's almost part of the bone. Like it's bone skin or what the heck they call it. Well, that's medical term. I think it's periostin. Anyway, not good to chew on. So we got that out of the way. And let's look at the other end. Now the other end is the part that connects to the round of the beef. And it's got a little piece here that continues around. It's a flap. It's actually part of the rump roast. And that's one of the tougher parts of the top sirloin. And the grain runs in the opposite direction from the rest of it. So I'm going to start by taking that off. And you can just see that there's a seam that opens up. And it helps, if you feel it on the top, you can feel where it comes to an end. And you drag your knife across there, just a little bony knife, or maybe you could do this all with one knife to make it more simple. I'll just use this larger steak knife. And you can see that the seam opens up. And this piece comes off separately. And we'll deal with it first. Trim a little bit of the fat off it. Put that over in the waste pile. And this is the way it's sat on here. And if you were going to cut this as steaks like they tell you in the store, right across here, this one piece would be cut with the grain, and it's going to make it kind of chewy. So when we take this off, we eliminate that problem. Get rid of a little bit of silver skin that's underneath here.
So that was
and your knife underneath it.
salmon connected with the ram.
Just kind of trim that up. This will make a nice little pile for the dog.
The salmon connected with the ram.
And like I said, if we were to leave this on, it would be cut in this direction, and that would be with the grain, but we're not going to do that. We're going to flip it over, and we can see how the grain runs. It runs like this. So you can see that? The grains run like this. So what we want to do is we want to cut across this, and we'll make some nice steaks. And here we go. We'll trim it up and make it into steaks. I'm going to cut them just kind of a normal barbecue sort of thickness, just a little bit shorter than an inch. And let's see. They make a real pretty steak. They're, I don't know, back in the day we used to call them culotte steaks or culottes. However, wherever you are in the country, I call them culottes because that's, I think, the right way. But this is a nice little bunch of steaks. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop for just a second here because I've got a customer to wait on, and I'll be right back with you. All right, we got a little interruption, but